Let's do this. Bullheaded episode 4, baby. It is time, and it couldn't come at a better time than some huge news in sports. I mean, we got stuff all around, but the NFL has been pressing news. So we are going to stick in the realm of football, even though we have a few months out. There's no better time to talk about it now. Bullheaded debates. I'm Chaz here with Zhu and P. Bush, and we're going to get right into this heated one. Patrick Mahomes. He's the guy who's taken the news, signed a deal, 10-year extension with the Kansas City Chiefs for upwards of $500 million, according to Adam Schefter. Question is, that 10-year extension, you got a guy. Is he worth that money for 10 years? I see Grimace on one side. Who's going to kick it off? Let's go Zoo. Zoo, kick it off, man.
Patrick Mahomes. Of course he's worth it. This man, in 2 years of starting in football, in 2 years of starting, 1 year he took a break. That 1 year they started that scrub. He took over. What do? Win MVP. 50 touchdowns his first year starting. 50 touchdowns. One of the historically greatest seasons ever. It pretty much as a rookie. He redshirted and he played it pretty much as a rookie and dropped 50 touchdowns, went to the playoffs, lost to the Patriots because of those overtime rules. Those overtime rules with the flip of a coin gave Tom Brady obviously the ball, and he got the job done. He lost, not on Mahomes. I'm putting none of that blame on Mahomes. Second year, he comes back. What does he do? Wins the Super Bowl against the 49ers. Are you kidding me? What does he do against Deshaun Watson? Comes back 21 points. Are you kidding me? The Titans with Derrick Henry. The guy looks like the Incredible Hulk. Do you know what he did to the Incredible Hulk? He slayed the Incredible Hulk. And then he plays the elite defense with the 49ers when Shanahan coaching against Jimmy G. And what does he do? Throws the most beautiful pass in the world to the fastest man alive, Tyreek Hill, and just gets touchdowns, man. What does he do when he gets down? No worries. The guy is super chill. His team is like, man, we down 3 tutties. How are we going to get it done? It's on me because I got this arm gifted from God. This arm is so great that I can make every throw, I can make every run, and I can make every play. And that's why, talking about this man, he's worth every penny.
He's a bad man. He's the new bad man.
Oh, he's unbelievable. In 2 years of football, I forgot Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is my favorite player.
And I'm
a Green Bay Packers fan. That dude was unbelievable in playoffs. But when I saw Patrick Mahomes play one game, I was like, who is this generationally great player, man? Patty Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like Zeus said, probably one of the most amazing athletes for 24. He's going to be 25, I think, in September. Yeah. I mean, he's, like Zeus said, an MVP in his first real season. He's our age. Yeah, he's our age pretty much.
Yeah.
And that just blows my mind every time I think about, this, and especially this week when the contract came up. I don't have a problem with him making that much money per year. I just have an issue if I was the Chiefs of giving him for 10 years. I think, look, the NFL is the shortest career span of any sport, okay? You don't know what's going to happen, especially with the way the quarterbacks play today. They play very fast. They run the ball more. They're more prone to injury, right? Okay. You're pretty much putting all of your marbles, like your entire franchise, $500 million fucking dollars, okay? And that's going all to one man who deservedly so, and anyone in the NFL, he should be paid the most. I agree with that. But I just don't think for 10 years, I would never give anybody a 10-year contract. It's just too much, man.
The Chiefs got a steal, man.
I don't know about a steal.
Yeah, $500 million. You get a quarterback for the rest of his career. Rest of his career.
But you don't know how long that might last, or his.
It don't matter. In his first 2 years, do you know how much I would have paid Patrick Mahomes for that rookie year?
I would pay him $45 million a year.
I would pay him $100 million for that MVP year. Winning the Super Bowl, I'll pay him another $100 million. So in 2 years of football, $200 million. He already earned $200 million.
Sure, that's fine. Yes. Okay,
Absolutely.
But just look at some horrible. You could go across sports. The most prime example in the NFL, though, and obviously he's not on the level of Mahomes, but just talking about giving huge contracts for long term is Sean freaking Alexander, man. The guy got an 8-year, $130 million contract back in 2007. He played 1 year and then retired. and they owed him $80 million over the next like 6 years, and they were not getting any ROI on that. I'm not saying Mahomes is going to do it, but that's a risk.
That's
that
what
you
you're
take.
insinuating. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's a risk you take when you guarantee someone for 10 years.
He ain't quitting. Why would he quit? He's on top of the world. He's on top of the world. You don't leave when you're on top of the world.
But dude, any injury? Did you think Derrick Rose was ever going to get injured? You just don't know in sports, man, especially in the most brutal sport there is of the major sports, maybe besides hockey. But even then, NFL careers are the average of 3.3 years. I don't care if quarterback, whatever. You want to talk about Mr. Longevity? Yeah, but he doesn't run, but he runs, dude.
QBs, more safety now. This ain't 10 years ago. This ain't 20 years ago when you get hit quarterbacks. You can't touch quarterbacks now. People are scared to touch quarterbacks.
But he runs. That's a new thing in the NFL. You know who doesn't run and why he's lasted so long? Tom Brady. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, there's a reason that they lasted so long in the league was because they were pocket passers. Drew Brees, too. They don't run the ball. Mahomes likes to run. Same with Lamar Jackson, even Trubisky. It's a new generation of quarterbacks that like to run an offense by running it. That gives them more. There's a wider chance of getting injured. And not saying he should be making $45 million a year. But they probably should have started and locked him in at 5 or 6 years. In my
how much Kirk Cousins is making?
You know,
$84 million over 3 years.
Okay,
Kirk
3 years.
Cousins.
Russell Wilson is second though, and he makes $10 million more than the second guy in the NFL, and deservedly so. But I don't think no one's ever given a 10-year contract in the NFL, man.
It's a bargain. You got to think of inflation, baby. Inflation.
Okay, sure.
Over the years, contracts are going to that cap is go up and up and up. And do you know what's going to happen? That $45 million ain't going to be looking that bad.
Yeah, simple economics.
You know what Dak Prescott wants? $40 million.
He's not worth it. That's what Mahomes is proven.
He might get it. Some people are willing to pay. Deshaun Watson, what's he going to be asking for? Lamar Jackson?
Man.
I'm just saying.
This set the new precedent.
Exactly. And he's giving the Chiefs a bargain, a flat $45 million.
I don't care about the money.
These years? I'm talking about the years. I don't give a damn if he retires in like 5 years. This dude won a Super Bowl already. He won MVP, Super Bowl MVP. He's a Hall of Famer already in 2 years of football.
Yeah.
2 years of football. He gave the Chiefs everything. He can legit retire, and the Chiefs will be thanking him like he's Jesus Christ because Patrick Mahomes delivered everything to the people in Kansas City. They don't deserve this dude.
And then they'd be writing $30 million checks every year for nothing.
Deserves it. He deserves it.
You should never. I'm never going into business with you. That's for sure.
Patrick Mahomes deserves every penny he gets. No, and his guarantee is only like $160 million.
More than that. It's got to be more than that.
$160 million according to Adam Shepard. Yeah.
Okay. Still, he could make up to like $503 million or something like that.
Deserves every penny. Deserves it.
He deserves $45 million a year.
He deserves
for 10 years.
Those intangibles, those leadership qualities, that talent.
Agreed.
Zero flaws. Zero.
I agree with that.
I can't name a single flaw. Tom Brady, slow, bad athlete, elite leadership. Patrick Mahomes, the best of Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
It is funny. It is funny though, because when you watch Mahomes play, he makes these ridiculous throws, the ridiculous runs. It's funny when he misses like the easiest of throws. I think that's one of the funniest parts of his game. He's so, like Zhu said, he's so perfect in almost every sense that you expect him to like be the Michael Jordan of the NFL and be making every shot. And when he misses these wide open passes, you're like, all right, he is a little bit human. But yeah, he blows me away, man. But I'm just more of a risk-averse person, man. 5 to 6 years.
Risk averse. Do you know what Jeff Bezos did? Amazon stock. Give me all those Amazon stock. Hold it for 20 years. I'm investing everything in there. 10 year, 20 year, 30 year. When you got a special talent, you go all in. You're
betting on consumers, you're not.
This is a very strange analogy, Andy.
No, it isn't. It's easy, man. When you have a product, aka Patrick Mahomes, that's that great, you put all your chips in the middle. Because you got one lifetime to maximize this ability. That's Kansas City will never see this great of a player probably in our lifetime again. And you got to maximize. You got to maximize your opportunity.
Yep. He's a generational QB, But like I said, worth every penny. But I would have started at 5 to 6 million because, dude, you can always renegotiate. Now he can't. You know what I mean? Not that he would want to, but my point is that it's set in stone. You could revisit the whole Scottie Pippen argument on that in the Last Dance, right? He signed a 7-year deal, and obviously he was shortchanged in that sense. But my point is that there was no ability to revisit, and that's where, if I was an owner, that would be where my hesitations are. But like you said, man, he's worth every penny on an annual basis.
So that goes pretty well into the next debate. And I don't know where this one's going to go, but this is on legacy. We talked about how good of an athlete he is and how he compares to this person specifically and Tom Brady. But legacy-wise, when it's all said and done, who will be the GOAT of all this? All QB, all of NFL. Who will be the GOAT? Is it going to be Tom Brady and his 6 rings? Or is it going to be Pat Mahomes? Does Pat Mahomes win 7 or more rings? Does he end up being a better legacy QB? I got to hear. And P. Bush, I want you going first, man.
I'm all about the Tom Brady life. Zhu and I used to argue about Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, but that debate's kind of fallen off, and it is now moving into the Mahomes, right? Now that he's won, Brady's still in the league. We've got to see what Brady does with the Bucs. But, Brady in his rookie year, he threw 3 passes, okay? His second year, man comes in, pretty good stats for coming out, as a 7th round draft pick, right? And he wins the Super Bowl in his second year. All right. You like to compare Mahomes getting an MVP that year, blah, blah, blah. And he won in his 3rd year, technically second year starting. All I'm saying is they both started unreal at the beginning of their careers. I don't care about 50 touchdowns because Tom Brady also did that.
Tom Brady was average.
What was the Chiefs? The Chiefs defense is not that bad. They've had a pretty good defense in the past 5-6 years.
Last year, every time they lost, they gave the opponent like 40 points. That's the only way their team can lose. Because that is dropping 30 points easy.
I don't think you want to argue with Tom Brady's legacy, man. He's got 6 rings and Mahomes has 1, and I'll give you that. He's got 10 years to work with or whatever more. But like I said earlier, man, he has a different playing style. No one will ever have Tom Brady's longevity legacy. You want to talk about unprecedented careers? Tom Brady is the most unprecedented career. The man is going to be 43 years old or however old he is, in his early 40s. He's moving teams, a system that he's been with for 20 years. He's willing to take that jump because he knows he's that good, and he's going to arguably the most stacked division in the league in the NFC South, talent-wise. And that man's going to win that division, and he might even take the Bucs far into the playoffs next year. Okay, he's doing that at 43. I don't care about a 25-year-old.
You can win this debate if his team beats the Kansas City Chiefs this year, and then the debate's over. That I give you that. 43 years old, similar offensive talent. If that happens, I lose. But that ain't happening to Patty Mahomes.
You're talking about 2 years for a legacy, man. You're projecting like you projected Zion.
Yes.
Like you don't know that.
Yeah.
We know Tom Brady's legacy.
Cash flows, baby. That's what I'm projecting. I'm projecting all of those W's in the future because I believe in Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and that Kansas City Chiefs organization. They do not have a bum owner, a bum GM, a bum coach. He has the ingredients for a dynasty.
Oh, of course. Does he have one that could last 20 years?
Absolutely.
No, not with his playing style. Not with his playing style.
Yeah.
He's going to get injured. He's that type of quarterback.
He doesn't need to run. He just has it in the toolbox.
Didn't he dislocate his kneecap last year?
Yeah, when he was running.
He won the Super Bowl that year. I don't care if he misses 1 or 2 games. Who cares? If he plays playoff games, I'm all good.
Okay, but he's got to do that and not have that knee thing happen for another 18 years.
Tom Brady got injured for a year. Matt Castle played that year.
Yeah, okay.
So injuries happen, and you bounce back and get W's. And that's what Patrick Mahomes is going to do, man.
Okay.
He's going to be stacking championships.
Dude, all right, first of all, Tom Brady's injury was when he was sitting in the pocket, okay? He didn't change his playing style. All right. Mahomes gets injured when he's out running. That is partially his playing style. The reason Brady was able to keep going through his 30s into his 40s in the most brutal sport, not in the world, but in the United States mainly, right, was because he was a pocket passer. That creates longevity, which gives him more opportunities to win, man.
When he gets older, he can adapt.
Okay, you're taking projections, man. You're saying, oh, he's going to do that in 10 years, man. You don't know that. I got
2 years of greatness, and I'm projecting that out for another 15 to 20 years.
You know, it'll be interesting to see how Mahomes eventually competes with Lamar Jackson in that AFC going back and forth, because those are the two guys that I want to see, and that could hurt his legacy if he loses to Lamar.
Nothing on Mahomes, man. Do what Lamar Jackson do.
You know, I'm going to project and say Lamar is 10 years out. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be
another playoff loss. That's Lamar Jackson's record right now, and his team is stacked. He's got a great team, a great coach in Harbaugh, all the weapons, elite deep. He got a way better defense, and you know what he did? He just dropped an egg.
Kind of reminds me of Mahomes in his first year.
What? Did we just go through this? He lost to Tom Brady due to overtime rules. Overtime rules. He dropped over 30 points, and the Patriots dropped 40.
Well, choke, dude.
No. What?
Dude, come on.
You talk about
so Tom Brady beat Mahomes.
dude, he dropped 30 plus points. 30. You talking about choking?
Clearly didn't do enough.
Man, you remember that offsides that they called, man, on that defensive lineman? The offsides that Tom
part
Brady
of the game, man.
He threw a pick, but then that scrub went offside and got called off. That got called off. Was that Mahomes' fault? Nope. That's the scrubby defense, man.
But why didn't they score one more touchdown, man? Why didn't they score one more touchdown? You can go either way.
About offense when my team gets 30 plus points. That's on the defense. You drop 30 points, you lose, defense's fault. I don't care. Man. Yeah.
Zhu, you're all about, you trash the defense until they fail, and then you're like, oh my God, man. You're just picking sides, whichever it fits your argument, man.
When Tom Brady lost to the Eagles, wasn't his fault. He dropped his buckets. He got buckets. He got points. Not his fault.
Nick Foles was just better in that game.
No, the defense let Tom Brady down. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, dude. So at one point, somebody is just going to outplay the other person. All right, that's just how it is. Man, Brady and he had been there. I'll give that. That was Mahomes' first experience, right? But so was Lamar Jackson's. Man, I'm telling you, those guys are going to be interesting to see together. And they lost too.
Tannehill.
Yo, all right, do not bash Derrick Henry or Ryan Tannehill won me my fantasy league, man.
Got rid of by the Miami
He was my starting quarterback.
Miami Dolphins were like, Ryan Tannehill's not good enough. And who do they have? Josh Rosen.
Whatever, man. At least, hey, we can agree on the fact that Mahomes is obviously the next prodigy in the NFL. Hey, man, he's got to pay his respects to the GOAT. Yeah. Tom Brady. He's the best, man. He's the best.
But Mahomes is 2.0. He's 2.0. You kidding me?
Dude, I mean, they have very different playing styles, first of all.
He's just better than him at everything.
No, he's not.
He's just better than him
Tom Brady's has a lot higher football IQ than Patrick Mahomes does, and that is a guarantee.
I give you football
IQ.
As
a quarterback, that is arguably that might be one of, if not the most important thing to have as a quarterback, is intelligence on how to read a defense, make right decisions, even if it's not the flashiest of decisions, it gets the job done. And that's why Tom Brady has 6 rings. Instead of being all no-look flashy, it works. It knows how long.
Of course it works.
Yeah, he won 1. He's got 1. He's got 6 to go to beat him.
He played 2 years, and he's got an MVP and a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
How much more can you ask after 2 years of
Not much, but I just got to see the next 10 years, man.
That is the greatest resume after 2 years in NFL history.
Yeah, it's up there.
And he's got the organization. He's got everything.
He's got the coach.
He's got Andy Reid is elite. But Tom had Bill Belichick. He's got Andy Reid. He'll get it done.
Andy Reid just looks like a boss on the sideline when he's got the playbook up there, covering his mouth.
Coach with a
Nagy's just trying to be a wannabe Andy Reid,
No. Matt Nagy just has Mitchell Trubisky. They traded up.
Hey, we're not getting into Trubisky. That is going to need its own half-hour segment.
Trubisky. Even his name sounds scrubby. Mitchell Trubisky. Deshaun Watson, beast. Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, see, I can't hate on Patrick Mahomes, man. I share the same first name with him. I can't bash him.
Unbelievable. That dude. If that guy stays healthy, he's getting at least 4 rings. is getting at least 4 rings.
I was good. What if I didn't know if Chaz was going to bring it up at all? But like I was going to say, I was going to project him at about 3 to 4 rings by the time he ends his career. Which, dude,
that's
top class,
Football,
top tier.
It's hard to win rings.
He'll easily finish. Right now, he's a top 10 quarterback of all time, and he's arguably going to move up, like Zhu said. In the next couple of years, he could move into the top 5. But he's not in that discussion yet. He's obviously has the best start to almost any NFL career ever. Besides maybe Calvin Johnson, but he was on a crappy team, so no one even thinks about that anymore. But dude, he's a beast, but got to pay homage to the greats, man.
He'll get it, man. He'll get it, because when he wins his Super Bowls, he's going to be winning Super Bowl MVP, unlike Tom Brady.
I just hope Brady beats Mahomes this year.
James White. James White? Are you kidding me?
Hey, Tom Brady made that man.
He won Super Bowl MVP?
What?
He won Super Bowl MVP? James White?
No.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah, he did. He scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, he made the play. He made an unbelievable play. When Mahomes wins,
do not talk. You're going to talk about that. You're going to talk about arguably the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history and not give Tom Brady credit? Are you kidding?
I'm giving him credit. But who won the Super Bowl MVP, baby? When Tom Brady wins, it's other people. Other people deliver,
yeah, because he makes his team better, man. I'm sorry, he puts the ball in position to somebody who can
I'm talking about defensive players winning Super Bowl MVP. Defensive player.
The Von Millers and all that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying that got nothing to do. When Peyton Manning won his 2nd Super Bowl, not because of him.
No.
Doesn't deserve it.
That was one of the worst Super Bowls ever, too.
At all. He did nothing. He was atrocious. When Mahomes wins, he'll be the reason they get it done. He'll be the reason.
Or the cheetah.
I'm just stunned that the name Matt Nagy came up in this conversation.
Well, Andy Reid. He learned under him.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still stunned. But getting off football a little bit, still on the topic of Pat Mahomes and contracts and, well, mega deals, if you want to put it that way. Going to our bread and butter in the NBA, you see guys like James Harden, Russell Westbrook getting paid, to put it lightly, getting paid. If someone could crack that $500 million mark, if you could hand out a deal that's worth $500+ million to any one player in the NBA, who would it be? Zhu, kick it off.
It is easy. If you are a superstar, I'm handing you $500 million. Luka Doncic, $500 million contract extension right now. Dude, never leave my franchise, and this franchise will never be irrelevant. Luka Doncic has changed the Mavericks from a perennial scrub after Dirk got old, missing playoffs, being irrelevant, and made them into a playoff contender. $500 million. Just take it right now. I don't care, man. Luka Doncic is pretty much the Mahomes right now of the NBA. After 2 years of NBA basketball playing career, he has proven to me, if I was Mark Cuban, if I had the option to give him a 10-year deal, easiest business decision of my life. Easiest. $500 million, Luka Doncic signed right here. Take my franchise to the playoff every year. We're going to be relevant for the next decade plus. Luka Doncic. Easy.
Look.
Wow.
Same thing similar with the NFL. There's really no precedent in the NBA for that length of a contract where you'd have to be paying. There's no way that they would do that over any shorter than 10 years, right? Like right now, I think Steph Curry's paid the most at like $40 million a year. And it was like a 5-year deal, $200 million. We're talking about, dude, you're talking about like over double, 2.5 times that amount to a single player in the NBA, man.
That's how much
there's nobody that when I was looking at, and when I was just looking and just getting an idea of who might be worth it, there was nobody that jumped out and I was like, oh, I'd give that man $500 million. There was nobody who just jumped out at me. The only two that I thought of is if LeBron was younger, I would give him $500 million.
Oh, okay. That's easy. That's easy.
Easily. I knew we'd agree on that sense. And then I would give Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan had a 3-year, $100 million deal in the mid 90s, dude. That's like him making, I think if you inflate it to today's dollars, he was making $55 million a year, right? Yeah. So if you extend that, he was worth a $500 million contract, but they just gave him 3 years because, he was in his 30s. The only two that stood out to me where I would contemplate it was Giannis and Luka. Those are the only two, just because of their raw talent levels. Giannis, maybe I lean a little more so just because he's proven more. Luka, like you said, Zoo, he's kind of had some crappy teams. But he really, he might win most improved. He got rookie of the year, blah, blah, blah. But dude, I don't think he could. I wouldn't pay anybody in the NBA right now $500 million, man.
What?
You're talking.
What?
Dude,
If you were the NBA owner,
no.
and Giannis Antetokounmpo was like, yo,
if he came to me asking,
deal, $500 million,
no,
you would deny. What?
Yeah.
You should be fired from being an owner if that happened.
No, there's a reason nobody's done it.
Are you kidding me?
Do you think?
You know the reason is because the NBA players don't want that.
Exactly.
They want short-term deals. They want
yes.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm an owner,
because they learned from Scotty
for it. Scotty just stupid. He took a long-term deal and low money. Stupidity. This is a $500 million deal. You don't need more money than $500 million.
You got to remember the precedent that it sets, man. Like in the NFL, they do positionally a lot, but I think the NBA is way closer knit to negotiating their deals like around similar players, right? Like I feel like since it's just a smaller league, there's more friendships involved, right? Like if Harden asked for $400 million a year and then, plays 2 years and Giannis wins the MVP 3 years out, he's going to want 500 million and then someone's going to want 600 and so on and so forth, man.
Worth it. Dude, how many scrubs are getting paid big money? You know how much Dellavedova's making?
Oh, probably what, 15 a year?
$10 million a year.
Ridiculous.
Dellavedova's making $10 million a year. I'm giving Giannis a $50 million a year. I'm giving Luka Doncic $50 million for 10 years. You kidding me? Matthew Dellavedova making $10 million. I wouldn't pay that guy a penny.
Thomas Bryant's making $10 million a year, man.
Oh, yeah. You're proving my point. There's a lot of scrubs getting paid significant amount of money. I'm just going to give that to the superstars who deserve all of it. I can fill my bench with Michael Beasley's with minimum contract, Jamal Crawford's minimum contract. I ain't giving them Luka Doncic money, Giannis money.
$500 million in the NBA is guaranteed.
Yeah.
The NFL, it's not. Like you said, he's guaranteed, what, $180 million?
Mm-hmm.
That's so much less than the actual amount.
Relevant for a decade.
No, but I don't care about that.
What?
It's the amount. No, think about it as an NBA owner versus an NFL owner. As an NFL owner, it's not guaranteed money that you just signed a contract to. An NBA is guaranteed. All right. So if you pay him $400 million, that man is going to make close to $400 million over that contract period. In the NFL, you might get lucky. Yeah, you might get lucky and not have to pay that full amount, man. So there's nobody that I'm guaranteeing to pay hundreds of millions of dollars over that long of a period in the NBA, man. Kawhi, maybe Kawhi. Maybe Kawhi.
In NBA. Dude, I don't care what any of my teammates are. If I have one superstar, I'm going to be relevant. That superstar adds value to my franchise.
That's not the
value. I'll make it up in equity in my.
Then why hasn't anybody done it?
Because the NBA players ain't going to sign a 10-year contract. You lose your flexibility. Exactly. You lose your free agency ability.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You lose. They want to be able to move around, play with their friends.
Exactly.
It's just not the culture,
so
man.
If I lock them up for 10 years,
they won't sign it.
Sitting pretty. That's what I'm saying. If they ask me, Luka Doncic is like 10 years, $500 million, done deal.
Who do you think? All right, who do you think in the NBA would do that?
Would do that?
Yeah.
Luka Doncic, I think he would do it because they have an elite franchise. They got a good head coach with a good owner, with a good general manager. Yeah, they got a good management. Good, they have it all. But like Giannis on the Bucks, I gotta think a little. Yeah. There's already rumors out there he wants my team up with Steph Curry, which would be a nightmare.
That would be a nightmare. They'd be the two highest paid for sure.
That team would be nasty, but
I think the NBA is just also more willing to actually take pay cuts to play with each other now because they just want to. A lot of players that want to win, right? Like super teams, man. A lot of them LeBron took a pay cut.
They did, but not anymore.
Why?
All these guys now are going to sign a contract and force a trade. They've been pulling that.
That's fair.
You know, Kevin Love signed that deal on the Cleveland Cavaliers. He wants to get traded.
Yeah, he wants
Anthony Davis signed with the Pelicans. In his mind, he's like,
I'm going to
want
LA.
to be traded. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all these guys get that second big contract with their team because that's the max extension. And then after a year or two, boo-hoo, cry to the agent, force a trade. You get your money and you get the wins. It's the move, and the team is always going to do it.
I just don't think, I mean, and I know it's kind of off topic on sports sense, but like of all the sports of paying out a 10-year deal, baseball made the most sense to me. Especially, I mean, maybe pitching is a little iffy just because of elbow problems and all that. But when it was brought into the NFL, I was genuinely surprised that a team was willing to set aside that it is Patrick Mahomes, but like giving up a 10-year deal, that's huge. That's, like we said, that's a precedent. And in the NBA, that precedent hasn't been set yet. What is the max years, Zoo? Is it 7 in the NBA? What's the max contract years?
5 years. 5 years. 5 years.
The minimum?
Extension.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's the max? Is it 5 years? Is that it?
Yeah. So 5 years on additional.
Because what didn't Joe Johnson get? He got a huge deal in free agency. He got 7 years, dude. 120 million?
It was like 120 over like 5 years.
Okay. Yeah. So 5 years. So you're talking doubling that. That is huge, man. I don't see it happening. If there was a player to give it to, I would probably give it to Giannis, but I probably would not give it to him in Milwaukee. I just don't think he likes it in Milwaukee. It's so small, dude. If I'm going to get paid $500 million, man, take me out to LA or something. Go play with Curry in San Francisco.
That would not be good.
Why not?
That team will be winning championships for the next decade.
Oh, dude. It wouldn't even be fun to watch the NBA anymore.
Oh, my Lord. That team would be so nasty. So nasty, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Greek freak, man. He's a beast.
He deserves every penny. $500 million, deserves it.
As a closeout, do you guys think there will ever be a 10-year deal in the NBA?
Nah.
Not for a while.
Nah.
You'd have
NBA
to.
Players
it ain't going to be Zion, that's for sure.
Oh, that's another player.
He would be the next like big, quote unquote, big player that may be in that discussion, but I don't think at this point New Orleans, let alone any other team, would be willing to give up $500 million.
You don't think New Orleans are willing to give up $500 million for Zion Williamson?
I don't know if they have it. That was my concern. I don't know if they have it, man. They want to play. Yeah, we all know Reinsdorf won't pay the salary tax on that. That's for sure. There's a lot of cheap owners out there, man. A lot of cheap owners.
It's just that truth. Go to baseball. Baseball, they don't want to play their players at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
tough looks in sports, but I mean, valid points there. NBA max in 5 years. I don't know if we'll see it, but some good debate here, guys. Thank you for tuning in, Zoo, P. Bush. Great job. You were heated today, so kudos to you guys for sticking in it. That was episode 4 of Bullheaded. I mean, we are kicking this thing off. Thank you guys for listening. If you watch this on YouTube, thank you for checking out the live stream. If you checked us out on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, any other major podcasting platform, you name it, we're there. So thank you guys for listening. If you did enjoy and you did listen through, please be sure to drop a 5-star and subscribe to us on whatever podcasting platform you are listening to. Guys, we will be back next Monday when we come in to record in the podcast. So until then, stay safe. We love you. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.